Do you want to know the secrets to scaling 2x or more on Google Ads? This is one of my clients who scaled 515% while at the same time lowering their lead costs by 34%. Today, I'm going to break down how you can do that for yourself on Google Ads. This will apply to almost any business who's running Google Ads or YouTube ads. I've worked with countless of different types of businesses over the 20 years that I've been doing Google Ads, and I'm very confident that this works across the board, and so I'm confident it can work for you too. If you keep in mind these 5 tactics that I'm going to share with you today, you're going to see massive growth in your Google Ads campaigns in a very short period of time. Now, the secret to scaling Google Ads is to test. And there are 5 specific things that I want you to start testing to scale your account. The first one is going to be not within your Google Ads campaigns, it's your offer. You have to have an incredible offer, something that makes you stand out in your marketplace so that people will want to choose you over any other option or competitor. And you also want them to choose you over their option of saying no. And so having a great offer on Google Ads is just going to help catapult you above all of your competition, and it's something you should really focus on. It's really the first area you should start focusing on before diving into your keywords and ad spending. Really take a look at your offer and sit down and figure out, how can I make this the absolute best offer to my potential audience and best customers that I possibly can make it. And so if you are the best at what you do, you should be able to provide guarantees for what you offer, anything that's going to help to remove the risk from your customer and put it onto yourself. You can provide different types of urgency, limited time offers, special bonuses, different things to help make someone take action today. But really, if you are able to produce really great things for people and you can put a guarantee on that, then that's going to be the best offer that someone is going to be able to take you up on, especially compared to your competitors in your space. So establishing your offer is really key to beginning to scale Google Ads. It's the place you want to start. The next thing you want to look at is your funnel. So how is somebody getting to be introduced to you all the way to wanting to work with you? And with lead gen, there's some relationship that has to be built. So someone might take you up on some sort of lead magnet in the beginning and then be introduced to you a couple more times, get some emails, see some YouTube videos, and then they're going to want to probably pick up the phone and talk to you or have some information sent their way. So your funnel is really important for scaling YouTube ads and search ads, and so it's something you definitely want to test to be able to scale your performance and to start doubling, tripling your lead flow. It's very important. And so when you're thinking about your funnel, I really like to look at the stage of buying journey that the person is in. So if it's a search ad versus a YouTube ad, you might have an entirely different funnel for both of those areas. And also with meta ads or Reddit, any other type of media buying that you're doing. But when it comes to Google ads and YouTube ads, you really want to take that into account. So for my funnels, I really like to use consultation forms for search ads. You can run a lead magnet, definitely test that, right? This is the whole point, is to improve your results. So you want to test different things and find out what works specifically for you and for your customers the best. But contact forms usually work really well. I shouldn't say contact forms, they're more like lead gen forms, are going to work really well from search ads. YouTube ads are going to need more of a lead magnet to get somebody in the door and then have them flow through your funnel that way. Webinars work really well on YouTube ads, so test different offers there and you're going to come up with a winner, and that's going to help you scale without changing anything having to do with your media buying. Now, once you have your offer in place and you have the funnel on how to get to it, then you're going to want to come to your ads. So ads are really, really helpful for testing and scaling your performance. It's really easy to do. Video might be a little bit more challenging, but you definitely want to test different messaging angles, different offers as far as bonuses and what you're mentioning, the call outs of your offer. And so ads is a really great place to begin testing after you've tested out your funnel, your offer, and you can provide really fast results and learnings through the ad testing. Google has some limitations today as far as testing goes. It's not A/B testing like it used to be back in the day so much. You've got these responsive search ads, responsive display ads. You've got YouTube ads, which are a little bit harder to test. But something to keep in mind, especially when you're looking at these newer and more advanced ad types versus like back in the day when you had, 70 characters for a description and 25 for a headline. Way back in the day, that's how the ads used to be. It was really easy to just A/B test punctuation symbols and different word choices and so forth. It's not like that today. You really need to be tracking your ads back to the revenue that they're generating. So if you're able to do that, great. If you're not, you have to kind of take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Use some human intuition when you're applying your split testing. But the main key here is to test a lot of different ads to see, what's going to resonate with people. And you really want to just see your overall number of customers growing. And so if you're growing, you're going in the right direction. But you're going to have to apply a little bit of human intuition when you're testing ads. If you're not able to track them all the way back down to the revenue that they're generating, and that can be a little bit challenging for most businesses. So I get it. It happens a lot with companies, and sometimes there's just too many challenges to get all that data back into Google. So if you can have that data, great. If not, use some human intuition. Don't just kill an ad because it has a poor click-through rate or poor conversion rate on the front end, especially when you're working with video ads, and you're going to be very successful, and you're going to help continue to grow and scale your business and your campaigns. Now, the fourth thing to test are your Google Smart campaigns. Why do smart campaigns work tremendously better? Are they going to outperform your existing campaigns? Maybe not, but it's definitely the direction that Google is going and heading into, and you want to be ahead of that game and not behind. And so if Google pushes you into a certain smart campaign, you're much better off already having that working for you along with your more legacy campaign types. So my advice is to start testing demand gen, get some performance max going if you haven't already. Test these smart campaigns to make sure that you can sustain and scale with these smarter campaign types if Google starts to push you into them. And the fifth thing to test are bid strategies. Google's AI is very powerful. There's lots of different types of bidding strategies where Google is using machine learning to get you good results. And so make sure that you're testing different bidding strategies and different iterations of Google's AI to see what works best for your current setup, your current budgets, your current targeting, your current campaign types. Bid strategies is really great to test. I like to do this in separate campaigns, not necessarily, A/B test with experiments, but if you have new campaigns, then you can run them alongside each other and see what's going to work well for you. It's really great if you can really segment your campaigns and leave some for testing purposes. That's always great because you got to have your main bread and butter running. You don't want to interfere with that at all. Do not test on your best performing campaign that has the most volume. It's not a good idea. I know you have more volume and it will get to results faster, but if something's working well, you really don't want to mess with that. So have some campaigns reserved specifically for testing, certain audiences, certain keywords, something like that. And then you can start to test out different bidding strategies and do your best within the limitations that AI gives you. But a ROAS strategy might work well in your scenario, a target CPA might work best in your scenario, a maximize conversions might work best in your scenario, and you're really not gonna know unless you test and you apply your knowledge of the AI to your testing. So if you have a small budget, probably doesn't make sense to use maximize ROAS. If you don't have conversion values, probably doesn't make sense to use maximize ROAS. So keep those things in mind. So be smart when you're testing, but definitely testing out different ways to use Google's AI is going to be really beneficial for scaling and getting you the lowest cost per lead so that you can then scale up your leads. Now, when it comes to testing new keywords, I think that's a really smart thing to do. And I like to do this on a very limited basis and segment out my tests. So I don't want new keywords blended into my search campaign where I'm not going to really see them. They're not going to come to light if they're doing well, not doing well. They're going to be kind of interwoven with the rest of my campaign. So I like to segment those out. And typically what I'll do is I'll pick keywords that have lower levels of intent and see if I can get those to perform. Now, keywords are a bit interesting because you have certain performance thresholds, right? And so you really want to give it a fair fight to make sure that you have given it enough time and data to make it an educated decision. And if you're A/B testing, you can test for statistical significance. But if you're just throwing a new keyword out there, how are you going to know if it works or it doesn't work? Well, I like to wait for at least 200 clicks if I have the luxury If it's a higher cost per click keyword, then I might go like 2x my average cost per conversion or my target cost per conversion. A 5x would be ideal. But in theory, you should have at least one conversion after 200 clicks, or in an ideal scenario, 2x your cost per lead. That's the minimum. So if you can go beyond that, that's great. But if you need to call it quick, then you got to do what you got to do and move on to a new test. But yes, you need to have at least a sufficient amount of data so that you can judge if your tests are working or not, especially as it relates to keywords. Now, I hope you found this valuable. If you'd like for me to do an audit of your own Google Ads campaigns, there's a link in the description below and you can apply to get a free audit from me. I also have this video that you can check out that has a lot of great tips on how I do audit a campaign and how you can go through your campaigns with some similar methodologies to what I use. But go ahead and click the link below to apply for a free audit with me, and I will see you on the next video.